Hey guys, what's going on? It's Obezgaming back again with another video, and today we've got a Bundesliga starter squad for you. The Bundesliga looks like a really good league to build a starter squad in. There's a lot of good cheap players and a lot of underappreciated cards as well. Before we do jump in, can I just say a huge thank you for all the love you've been showing on the FIFA 22 videos so far. There's going to be a lot more coming. We're going to have more custom tactics, we're going to have more player reviews, and we'll be covering objective players when they come out. So if you do enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button because there's going to be plenty more on the way. Okay, so jumping into this starter squad, we are going to use 4-4-2. It's one of the most balanced formations in the game, and I definitely wanted a formation that incorporated wide players because the Bundesliga does have a good selection of wide players in it. But starting off in goal, we're going to continue the trend of our tall keepers in all of these starter squads, and we are going to go for Hiradeki. He is 6'4" with some nice stats, good diving, good reflexes. There are a lot of options of decent keepers around in the Bundesliga around that same similar sort of mark, but for 1500 coins, he's an 83 rated, he's 6'4", can't really go wrong there. In terms of the next steps, you'd be looking to go to Casteels and then eventually Neuer for this squad. Moving across now to right back, and there's only two real options in the Bundesliga, and that is Mukiele or Bebou. Now Mbabou's quite expensive to start games with the pace, so Mukiele's the best option for the starter squad. Good all-round defensive stats, a little bit low on the pace, but he is quite a big boy as well, so he does make up for it in the defensive stats and the physical stats. So you'd want to be sticking a shadow on to boost that 80 pace up, but along with that you are going to get some really nice defensive stats. I think he's a really good option to begin the game, and then eventually, obviously when the time comes and you can afford it, you are going to want to be building up towards getting Bebou. But at the start of the game he's going to be 20-30k, so Mukiele is your next best option. But as I said, it's nice all-round defensive stats, so I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue there. Moving across to the centre-back position now, and the two we're going to go for are going to be Tapsoba and Gvardiol. Now again, I think in the Bundesliga there's a lot of room for improvement in centre-backs. There's a lot of good centre-backs that you can work towards, but these are two good options to begin with. So starting with Tapsoba, really nice pace, 75 pace, he's really tall, good defensive stats, again, decent agility as well for such a tall centre-back, and decent strength and aggression too. So I don't really think it's such a bad option to begin with. I've used him quite a lot so far in this game, and I found him one of the best centre-backs I've used in all fairness, so I've been really impressed with him. Moving over to Gvardiol now, and despite the low overall rating and quite low defending at 71, you can't go wrong with 83 pace. He's also got some nice dribbling stats as well, decent reactions and stuff, so I think as long as you're boosting up the defending with the chem style, you're going to be absolutely laughing, because that pace is going to make up for a lot of situations where maybe the defending is lacking slightly. In terms of next steps for the centre-backs, you're going to want to be looking at Lacroix, St. Just, Akanji, Upamecano, all really good cards that are just that next level up in terms of price. Moving over to the left-back position now, and we are going to be going with Paulo Otavio. There's not too many options in the Bundesliga when it comes to left-backs. You know, when you're outside of Alfie Davis, who's going to be, you know, very expensive. So this guy's probably the next best thing. He's still got 91 pace, defending a little bit low at 70, but I think with the pace being so high, you could get away with going for a sentinel or a backbone, really boosting the defending and forgetting about the pace and really putting it into defending and physical. So I think for a cheap card, this is still a very good option. He's very quick. You're going to have no problem shutting down a lot of decent wingers at the early part of the game with a defender with that sort of pace. Stepping into the midfield now, and in the centre of the park, we are going to be going with Jude Bellingham and Konrad Laimer. These two are both really decent, well-rounded centre mids that could play the box-to-box role or play the stay-back CDM with a shadow on them by all means necessary. Starting with Bellingham first, as I said, a very well-rounded card, decent pace, shooting and finishing is a little bit low there, but passing's decent, good dribbling for quite a tall lad, good defending, good physical, great stam as well with 87. So you could take this in whatever direction you wanted to, depending on the chem style. If you want to make him a bit more attacking, or if you want to just go shadow and have him as a stay-back CDM, he does have the capacity to do that as well. So this card could go into a number of directions for you. With Laimer, he's got a bit more pace than Bellingham, and better sort of on-the-ball stats and defending. Obviously his shooting is a little bit lower, but again, a superb option for early in the game. Would be a very good CDM with that pace already at 81. On the right wing, we are going to go for Bellarabi. Now this one, I was scratching my head over it because you have got Silas there as well. He's also going to be a very decent option with the pace being a bit higher, but maybe not so good on the ball. But I feel like this will be one of the first areas of the pitch that you're going to look to upgrade. Bellarabi has got decent stats to begin with. He's 6 foot tall, 4-star, 3-star. Good pace, decent enough shooting, decent enough dribbling. But as I said, in terms of this team, you're going to be looking to upgrade this position first, I'd suggest. And again, at right mid, there are some good options in the Bundesliga. Sort of next step up, you'd be looking at Gnabry. And then further on from that, you'd be aiming towards Leroy Sané, who's got a very decent card this year again. On the left of midfield, we are going to go for Kostic. This guy is a really lovely card and is very cheap at 2.5k. The only thing that really lets this card down is the 2-star weak foot. But on the stats themselves, very good pace, good shooting, good passing, great dribbling. He's even got the defensive stats as well, and 90 stam. The thing with this card is it has got all the stats to play as a central player as well if you did want to use him as a centre mid. So I think he's a very good option for a Bundesliga team. In terms of next steps, you're going to want to be looking for Kingsley Coman to come in there when you've got enough coins to afford it. And in terms of improvements for the centre mids, I think your next steps are going to be Emre Can and Sabitzer before you're looking into the Kimmichs and the Goretzkas at the very sort of top end of the game at the moment. Moving on to look at the strikers now, this is the only place where the Bundesliga doesn't really have a lot of great options moving forward. In terms of starter cards though, the two you're going to want to go for sure are Malen and Bebou. They're both really good options as starter cards. Starting with Bebou, he is 4-star, 3-star, so nice 4-star skills there. He has got exceptional pace at 90 already and no big split between the acceleration and sprint speed. Decent enough shooting, you'd want to boost that finishing up a little bit with the hunter and the shot power as well. But good agility as well for someone who's quite tall, he's at 6 foot tall. So you stick a hunter or even a finisher on there and boost the relevant stats up, and I think he's going to be a very good card for the first few weeks of the game. Moving across now and taking a look at Donyell Malen, I think this guy is the absolute star of the show in this team. You'll see him in a lot of teams, Bundesliga or not, they'll be forced into starter teams. So he's 4-star, 3-star, again with a 90 pace, better shooting stats than Bebou, bit higher finishing, bit higher shot power. Again, I'd be suggesting using a hunter to just get them into the high 80s. But along with that, he does have the dribbling stats to match with 84 agility, 80 balance, good reactions as well, and no real stats to let him down. In terms of the next options, as I said, in the Bundesliga, you've got your Haaland and you've got your Lewandowski, who are obviously very sort of top tier players. There's no real players that bridge the gap between these two and those two. There's not a lot of options in the Bundesliga in terms of up front, so you may be wanting to go hybrid at that point when it is time to upgrade the strikers. But nevertheless, that is my Bundesliga starter squad. That shouldn't set you back any more than 30k, so that should be a decent way to kick off the game for you. So that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.